right. Hey, everyone. We are live.
Welcome in everyone to 30 Day Trial Podcast, a podcast about friendship, adult ADHD, and hyperfixation. I'm Mick, and with me is my co-host Sumner.
Hello.
Hey buddy,
That's
what are
me.
we what are we fixated on today? Before that, how are
Whoa.
you? What's
I'm
new?
I'm okay. I'm good. I'm
Good?
good.
Are
I
you
wish I
sure?
had more to report, but I don't.
Okay, that's
I feel
fine.
like I've been glued to the internet these days because like there's so much shit just happening. This week is already so eventful.
Mm,
So
indeed.
I when you ask me how I'm doing, I'm like, how is everyone else doing?
How
This is emotional.
yes, it has been quite the week on both a positive spectrum, a negative spectrum,
Yeah.
just all around. Of course, one of the main things, obviously, it's in the description, it's in the name, it was in the
Yeah.
thumbnail.
Playotic.
We Playotic. Hey,
Play
we, yeah, that's right. Of course, the podcast is brought to you by Playotic Games.
Chaotic. Dun, dun,
There's no,
dun.
I don't have like a catchphrase after that, but that's who it's
I'll
brought
throw in
to
an
you
air
by.
horn.
Yep. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Playotic keeps the lights on in this studio
Didn't
that
you
we paid a lot of money for.
I feel like we're in I feel like the podcast studio now more accurately reflects what it should be, which
Yeah,
is, it's grungy, it's dirty,
and we
it's
don't own it.
dingy, and we don't own it. We yeah, I think it works way more. But one of the big topics that we wanted to talk about, and I want to put this out there because I know that if you are a victim of trauma or abuse or anything like that,
Yeah.
this is kind of a heads up. We are going to discuss the Amaranth situation,
Yep.
so I would say, we'll probably talk about this for a little bit. So if you want to fast forward through the episode, or if you needed to, pump the brakes on this episode and join us next time, totally understandable. It's not all we're going to talk about, but it is what we're going to open up
Yeah,
with
yeah.
just to get it out of the
Fair
way.
trigger warning.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it is important, and it's a lot. I think like it's a lot. It's something that those who have been through it are obviously in need of a trigger warning. But for those who haven't been through it, need to be aware of how common this is or how difficult this type of situation can be.
Yeah.
Because I honestly, I would have seen this as a so basically, let's just describe the situation. So
Mm.
Amaranth, if you haven't heard about her somehow, she's one of the biggest Twitch streamers out there. For those who have seen like
Mhm.
the bathtub streams and stuff like that, she started that trend. She
Yep.
streams more than anybody on Twitch, I believe. I know she streams like 5 6 days a week. It's insane.
It might actually be
Maybe
every
seven.
day.
I think it might
Yeah,
be every day. It's
yeah.
she's always live. And it's so she's a content creator. She grinds hard. And she does. I know in the recent years she started doing some more like sex work, I believe, like online, like an OnlyFans type
Yeah, yeah,
situation.
she does that kind of
Um,
stuff and
which is
uh
crazy because I feel like when you mention that, you have to justify it somehow. Because for some
Mm.
reason, when you mention that, people go, "Oh, like it's like what? There's still people. Like, are you kidding me?
that
Like,
there's actually a tweet that I saw in regards to this situation. I'll say it after once we kind of get into, but that sort of nails on the head what you're saying, where it's like, how is that the statement that you make through this, you
how
know?
is that where you like why is that the hill you die on? Like I
Yeah.
really anyway, so Amaranth while live, and apparently this has been something going on for quite some time, but she revealed that she had a husband, which keep hearing revealed had a husband. I I knew she had a husband for years ago, so I don't know if this has been multiple revealings and people just getting upset, but anyway.
I didn't know, but I also was not shocked, if
Yeah.
that's any indication. It's like most it's the joke that I like to make is like pretty much every stripper that you've ever seen married. Like the majority of
Yeah,
strippers are married,
because
people
they're
on OnlyFans are married, porn stars are married, like
yeah, because
because spoiler alert, they're real people.
the real and you know what the fucking killer is? I have multiple friends that are sex workers, and they're the coolest fucking people. Like because they're grounded, they understand shit, they know how to draw boundaries, they know how to communicate. They're cool people. Like chill out on fucking. I don't understand how people can like support people like Amaranth, but also shit on her at the same exact time. Like I really fucking don't. Like these incel type people, like they just Like they support her, and then God, because they think that getting her revealing she had a husband for some reason is like upsetting to these people,
Yeah,
as if
they're
they
like,
think they had a
"This is
chance.
bullshit. How do you do chargebacks on a credit card? I
Yeah,
bought her so many tier 3 subs," and I'm just like,
dude.
"Bro."
Were you upset she wasn't in your DMs? Like, what exactly do you think your game is at, bro? Like,
Well,
would it be the
so
same if she had a wife? Like, would
my
you feel
question
threatened?
my question would be this: what did you think the outcome, like, legitimately, what did you think the outcome of you giving this woman money on the internet was gonna be? Just wild guess. Did you
Wild.
think that she was gonna say, "Hey, you cool guy, 87, I
Wow,
wanna get to know you. I wanna hang out with you.
I'm
I wanna
really
know
into the
everything."
amount they
Yeah,
must have
let's go
such
on a
a
date.
they have such a poor view of women. They genuinely think if I give this woman enough money, she'll fall in love with me. Like that's
Mhm.
as if that's ever how it worked in the history of humankind. It's incredible how
I
people
bet
have
you
learned
think the
that.
strippers that are nice to you actually like you too. Ooh, I bet when you go to Hooters and get your hot wings, I
Mhm.
bet you think that they really like you too, don't you?
She brought me food.
Yeah. So, my first because I feel like it's relevant. I don't know about you, but my first exposure to Amaranth, was twofold. One, I think it was Kotaku wrote an article when sort of the hot tub thing first began,
Yeah,
and I'd never heard of her at that point,
right.
and I was just like, "Oh, cool, respect the hustle." Like, I don't fuck. If I could sit in a fucking hot tub and make the sort of money she does, my ass would be in there yesterday. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
like, where do I sign? If I
where do I
could,
sign? Yeah, yeah. And
yeah. So
that's a
I ain't mad.
That's a pretty like I would say like there's a stigma on Twitch with women like if you have like boobs or you can get popular, which is complete bullshit by the way.
Yeah,
Is especially like Amaranth. I like how that's the thing they bring up, not the fact that she streams every fucking day for like 8 hours at a time. Not that.
yeah,
It's definitely her chest. Uh,
yeah,
but I mean, plus that's also part of her. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
So the point is, we set the scene that we have a very hardworking woman who just
Yes.
grinds. She's a content creator. That's what it
I
is.
the main exposure that
Yeah.
I got was there was and I wa I'm not gonna name names. I'm not gonna put the guy on blast. But there was a streamer that I had become acquainted with,
Mm.
and we had done like a joint stream on another friend's stream together before, and he seemed like an all right kind of guy. But as it sort of goes, sometimes a little bit with streaming, like you not lose contact, but you just don't talk with people as much. But this dude's Twitter literally became the bitch about Amaranth and
Who
try
is
and
it?
take her down,
Who is
like,
it?
hub.
Who?
You want me to really say?
Yeah, totally.
Fuck, what was his name?
His
I
name
I was I
is
like
I'm kidding. No, tell me. For real though, I want to know.
um,
You remember? It's okay if you don't. I didn't mean to
I'm
put you on the
trying to
spot.
hold on. Maybe let me check my Twitter real
If
quick.
y'all listened to the last episode, we all know that I forget everything. So,
Ah, shit.
well, you find it. I'm going to explain the Amaranth thing. So, while she was live, her husband called her and just started berating her
Oh,
about
cool, he
this
doesn't
complete
follow me anyway, I remember his
Oh,
name.
really?
Yeah.
Good. uh,
Um, yeah.
But yeah, she's yeah, anyway, so she was on the phone and she was getting berated and I think she was muted at first, but I think she kind of realized like fuck it, like I'm live, I'm doing this 24-hour stream and I'm sure she was at the end of her rope anyway. Between the relationship being live, which is tiring as it is, and she's like fuck it, I'm live and she just unmuted and she put the phone on speakerphone. So I wanted to just quickly watch the minute long video. If you haven't seen it yet, it's definitely worth seeing the bit of this, and this is where the trigger warning probably comes in to play the most, because we're going to listen to this gentleman, her husband. Let me see here.
I'm looking at this dude's Twitter now, and it is a fucking journey.
I love that. Twitter is such a cesspool sometimes.
It really is. Nah, this dude fucking went off the deep end. It looks like he's sort of moved away from his Amaranth hate, but that was I remember because she would get shadow banned um a few times.
Hmm.
Like,
How do you confirm if you're shadow banned?
um
I feel like it's always a suspicion. and then that's where it stops. And they're
Yeah,
totally shadow banned. I heard that from a lot of content creators that just are upset that they don't have a lot of they don't have a lot of followers.
yeah.
You're
No,
shadow
so
banned.
that was like my joke. But it was during one time in which she had gotten banned and he shared it and he was like, "We did it, guys." Literally, that was his
Mhm.
tweet, was like, "We did it." And he would like comment on her like tweets and be like, "Your brand of content isn't needed on Twitch."
Ugh.
Yeah, and just stuff like that. FinDub
Finta
Games
There's
is
so much content on Twitch. These people are just
there's
upset
so
that she's
much.
popular, which
I don't
speaks for
care.
itself. If it's popular but not for you, why the fuck are you involved? Like it's like anyway,
Yeah,
people
anyway,
piss me the
so
fuck off with that shit.
yeah, sorry, I finally found it, but yeah, that guy, yeah, it was gross, and I was like, "Brian, I don't need to follow you anymore. This is
Yeah, I
you're
get that.
weird. You're a fucking weird incel."
All right,
Anyway,
so yeah, because incels are the people. Because I didn't even think this was like really worth discussing until like people started like shitting on Amaranth somehow about
no,
this.
I
I
agree.
How like under on what planet? Like I on what planet is she not the victim? On what planet is it okay for you to see a victim and go, yeah, you deserve it? Or well, what did you do? It's like the whole like, well, what were you wearing type rationale shit that you
Oh
see.
yeah,
Like what the fuck? Like it's I don't know where to start. Like if I had like a okay, let's just watch it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
Okay, here it is. Again, if you've been through sort of verbal mental abuse, like let's fast forward, 5-10 minutes.
Okay for you to tell me what I didn't say, especially
I
if the
can't hear it, by the way.
context
you
is
can't?
literally I was
No,
waiting for a
Can you not hear my screen? Is it an OBS Ninja?
hold
Can you
on.
like click on my share screen?
Okay, yeah, try again.
Yep.
response. You're just calling me
No,
crazy.
that's not,
I didn't
not
say
working.
you were
No,
crazy.
no.
Hold on, guys. Let me get this figured out real quick. Audio output destination. I'll just do audio source broadcast stream mix. Let's do this.
Can's chat hear it? That's another question.
Yeah, they can definitely hear it. I got that
Okay.
on that meter.
Okay, so they can hear it. I just
All right,
can't.
let's try
Worst
this.
case scenario,
No.
I'll go
Dude,
shoot a
I'm gonna
video
give you one last
myself.
chance. I'm gonna
I can hear it.
irrevocably fucking destroy everything.
God, look at
I
her.
can tell
Like
something that
you can
shatters
tell
your
that
brain,
is
and I'll
just
start
like
tweeting
sincere.
about
A
it,
lot of
too.
people are saying that she's acting as
People
if
are
this
saying
is
this
some
is
type
fake.
of
Yeah, that's
Why would you want to do that? I don't understand.
like
Because you are literally telling me I did not say something that I literally said.
not to mention like
That's
for
okay
anyone
to
who's
let
been in a
me-
toxic relationship, you see that this is real.
You're about to lose your entire fucking life in terms of everything that's been built because you're too obstinate to just accept, merely accept.
And he has.
You didn't hear a thing.
You think he has any
I'm
ideas on
already
speakerphone?
very forgiving about that.
There's no
you
chance.
really
Because he knows she's streaming.
Yeah, she well apparently she put herself on like pause. Um yeah, she had put herself on pause on stream, not pause, like like be right back on stream for a while and
Yeah.
then came back. But what a fucking dickhead first and foremost.
Like just gaslighting the shit out of her. Like I explained, I'm like,
Mhm.
dog, I've watched this video like 20 times. I have no idea what you're saying. Like there's oh god. And she's in front, she's in her head, she's spinning so many plates. She's like, how do I navigate this conversation? Like I'm streaming right now. Like, is everything working? Can they hear it? Am I just like
Mhm.
what are the repercussions going to be with this? Because she's not a stranger to like online shit. So she knew that this was her line of defense. It's like she wants to get
Yeah.
behind the people that do support her, which is anyone who doesn't want this to fucking happen to someone. Like, even if you don't like Amaranth, like you should absolutely be on her side with this. There shouldn't be a side to be on. This should be like a fuck him and then moving
Yeah,
on.
the fact that people are like, "Oh, this is fake, like she did this for attention and clout and this and that and the other." I'm like,
Dude,
"My dude."
and there's a billion things she could do for that. Why this?
Yeah.
This would actually hurt her in that way.
Yeah.
This would hurt
If
her
it
like
came out that it
reputation.
was fake,
Dude, it's the
yeah.
risk is it would shit on everyone who's been through something like this. Like it would be
Yeah,
the
and
opposite of what and she's never done anything to make that seem even plausible. Not that it's impossible, but
I
that's a
I
bit
think it
victim
really
blaming at
is
the
a
very start.
yeah, I think
So
it really is a situation of it's just this weird cult of personality and and like hate that she has because she's successful and a pretty woman. It's just,
Unbelievable. Yeah.
and like the thing that I've seen is like I've seen since like her talking about how she just really wants to play Pokemon on stream and not have to have cleavage and not have to,
Yeah.
be, half
Yeah.
naked all the time and just relax and,
Mhm. 'Cause I
you
imagine
know,
that gets kinda old after a while, and it's
yeah.
like
So
not to mention the whole self-consciousness of it, like, if I like I said, I have friends with that are sex workers and, like, models and stuff, and, like, it's stressful having your body be the product, like, you I'd much rather play video games and just do what I want with my shirt on kinda thing, like,
yeah,
I've streamed on Twitch, I get tired of games sometimes. Sometimes I felt like I didn't wanna play a video game. Like, I
yeah,
can't
no.
imagine doing, like, what she does. I really can't.
No, I couldn't imagine that at all, and, in particular, it's like, so I had never been to her stream before, but, like, because she is almost always live, it seems, and she's incredibly popular, obviously, Twitch will always recommend her channel,
Yeah.
even if you've never watched anything
Yeah.
remotely related,
Purely based on
um,
views. Yeah.
but, like, a couple weeks back, because it was recommended, and I was like, "I've never actually gone to her stream. I have no idea what it's like or anything like that." And I clicked on it, and it was exactly what I thought it would be. It was a bunch of fucking horny dudes
Yep.
typing dirty shit in her chat while
Yep.
she's just like sitting there on her phone in a bikini. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
she's a attractive woman.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, this is it.
This
This
is
is
it.
what people
Yeah,
get so
it's
pissed off about.
and the worst part of it is it's her fucking audience. It's her own audience. Like it's those incel guys that are like, "Oh yeah, if I give her money that," and if she does anything and like God, it's God, these guys, these just oh God, they're scum of the earth. They're so
Well,
gross.
and it's since come out that like her husband has largely been the driving force for what
Yeah.
we know as Amaranth. That is him.
That's his
The
business model as he's put
Yeah,
it.
it's the business model
Yeah,
of
yeah.
him telling her, "Nope, you're gonna wear low
Yeah.
cut stuff. You're gonna do the bikini stuff. You're gonna do a 24-hour stream, or I'm gonna kill your dogs." Like,
Like fucking
um,
rough shit. Like
yeah, just unbelievable stuff. And like, she's like, "I just literally want to play Pokemon."
and a lot
Like,
of guys
that's
like, well, why don't you just leave? Like, I don't,
oh yeah,
which
that
is
one's
the
the.
most
It's like, well, why don't
short-sighted
you just
question.
leave? She
Just
doesn't.
leave.
She didn't. Apparently, it's since. By the way, this does have a happy ending. She now has like dude man is I think gotten himself into some sort of therapy. She has access to her financials and things like that.
Fuck yeah.
As she put it, she's in an expensive prison. She didn't have access to her
Mhm.
money. She didn't have like access to bank accounts. She didn't
Yeah.
have anything like that. She has it now, which is great.
Yeah.
um
It's like a whole Britney
and
Spears situation. Like,
yeah, no,
and
that's
it's
almost
worse
exactly
because
what
it's
it's
your
like.
husband. It's not
Mhm.
even like at least Britney like had like partners to like console with. That is her partner that's betraying her. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's really really crazy. And guys are like, why don't you just leave? Like as if like if you were in a relationship where the other partner has you by your nutsack and says leave,
Yeah.
it's gonna hurt
It's
because
hard.
they have you. Like they have everything that is you. They have your image, they have your money, they have your I don't know, probably your self-esteem in their hands.
Oh
They
yeah.
they have everything. Like it's like yeah, you could probably just leave it, but at what fucking cost? And you know, not to mention the optimism of like what they were previously or whatever relationship. I don't know Amaranth at all. But you know,
Yeah.
I'm not foreign to toxic relationships though. Like
It, it's an unbelievable situation, and it's one of those things of like I've never seen someone just so almost universally disliked for kind of no reason, no
yeah,
tangible reason. It's not like she's
because she's
going
a
out
woman.
there and saying like, good big controversial shit or,
Yeah,
anything like that.
like I wish these people would just stop trying to rationalize why they don't like Amaranth and just come out and say that you hate women. Like just say
It's
it
easier.
and it's easier and people will you won't have to play the circus. People will be like, "Well, that point doesn't make sense because well that point doesn't make like oh, if you say I hate women, if you just say that, then people will be like, "Oh, you're
Yeah,
a piece of
easy.
shit." And then we can just skip to the end of this conversation and we don't have
Mhm.
to worry about it.
Yeah,
Um
we just chop
yeah,
it right
let's
here.
just chalk it up. Anyway, sorry. I'm glad Amaranth is doing better. I'm glad she's
Yeah,
getting out and
I'm glad
I
she's
hope
doing
that
better.
guy
I'm glad that she's in control. I'm curious if Is she live? Let's find out.
Dude, there was a point in time this happened. I remember this happened and is going viral like the hour it happened. And people were like trying to reach her, and obviously her DMs were probably blowing the fuck up from everyone on the planet. But she was just off the grid. No one, even close friends, couldn't get in touch with her, and everyone was freaking out because usually when you hear a conversation like this from like an abusive domestic partner, particularly male, obviously, you wonder about the actual well-being of that woman to see if she's literally alive, or safe at
Yeah.
at the very minimum. So, because she wasn't a moment ago, so everyone was just kind of holding their breath for a moment, but I'm glad things are moving. I think this husband really needed a strong dose of social justice. So
I think
this
he
was
needs a big ass whooping.
holy
would-
shit, dude. My God. I'm glad we're not to the point anymore where I say anymore, but like I remember it used to be like social justice used to be like take it a little too far. But
Yeah.
I think it comes in really strong, really violent strikes and then it stops.
Yeah.
Like the moment that people see that he's going through therapy and stuff, it'll like ease off. Like, okay, we'll see where this goes.
Yeah. I'm watching you.
I'm
No, I'm
watching
glad
you.
she's all right.
Yeah.
I hope that, and she's made a lot of money. So I
Yeah.
hope that she can get to a point where she's able to just kind of do what she wants to do and is happy, because I mean, like that's what it is.
Because why go through why work so fucking much if you're not happy? Like the girl needs a day off.
No,
So
absolutely.
God, and these, just what was the old YouTube video that Golden like leave Britney alone?
Yeah.
I feel like that both Amaranth right now.
No, I do think that people are.
I don't even care for her streams. I don't. I don't care. Like I
Yeah.
really don't. Like I honestly, my exposure to Amaranth is mostly other streamers talking about her. I wouldn't even know who she was if not for Hassan Piker. Like I don't.
Yeah, I think she's done like cosplay as well, but I've never seen her do it. I've only like ever since she's done the hot tub thing, that's kind of been her
Amaranth cosplay. Yeah, safe
oh,
search
the
on, right?
hottest. Oh, you better watch out with that search, my
Safe
friend.
search is on.
Nice.
Yeah, she does cosplay. Oh Jesus. Yep. So
Told you.
what? It wasn't anything revealing. It was just a wow. Just a oh. But yeah. Yeah, poor girl. Anyway. So some better news though. At 4 p.m. Central Standard Time,
Yes.
a small little video game company called Konami released something extremely special.
It
And
did indeed.
I would very much like to watch it.
Yes, let us go in.
So a little bit of background here. Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2, they came out what 15 years ago, 20 years ago, long time ago.
Silent
20?
Hill 2, I think, was 01.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Long ass time ago. Huge following for Silent Hill. If you haven't played it, you at least know about it. And a lot of it's related to Resident Evil. It's not Resident Evil. It is a psychological horror. And it is very, the story is incredible. And it has resonated through a lot of horror movies. And it has inspired a lot of creations that you probably know today. And it just kind of fell off the face of the fucking earth because of creative differences and discord within Konami and the people they collab with. So, and they've kind of teased projects, which I'm sure were coming from the right place. But all these projects, like PT was a great example, that was going to happen, but just didn't because of creative fucking differences. So every time there's something that teases us that something's going to come out, it just doesn't, and it pisses the entire community off. But finally,
We're here.
After all the leaks and all the fake rumors and stuff like that, the Silent Hill Twitter that hasn't posted anything in years changed their profile.
Yo.
Yeah, they said yo, right? And they said like all it said was like October 19th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all it said. And so at 4 p.m. today, they released this. I got goosebumps.
The music is excellent.
It's phenomenal. I never thought I'd hear the music like this.
I would like to point out, I don't think this is representative of how the final game's gonna look.
Damn.
Could she really be here?
So that's what he actually
Waiting
looks
for
like,
me?
Yeah.
and not like a like
Not a
Polygon
giant
from
block
Pokemon.
person.
Yeah,
Mary
like Tomb
died of
Raider.
that damn disease 3 years ago.
I appreciate the voice
Dude,
acting.
look at that. Oh.
In my
This looks
restless
incredible.
dreams,
I love
I see
the
that
over the
time.
shoulder in the fog.
Oh,
That
sorry.
looks amazing.
Silent Hill.
Wow, now we're about to see some more game footage.
I do think it's telling that we didn't see any gameplay, but I'm also not shocked because we didn't get a date. We didn't even
No.
get anything. So
I
this is
know
probably a
what
couple
you
years
are.
off, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I would say at least 2. Especially knowing these fucking guys. And hate to say it,
I know
but
why I needed you.
Silent Hill fans know to not hold their breath even on something like this in case it falls through, because we also got PT. So
Yep, I was gonna say Silent Hills PT, aka PT, was
But it's
that
all
looks
over
incredible.
now.
yeah,
That looks way better than the
Yeah.
very beginning opening. So that's like the one. Okay, that's something that I really noticed that threw me off is that some like shots of him look way better than others, and then some I'm like that looks rough. So that's
I can't
kind
tell
of
what his face looks. I feel like his face kind of changes a little bit.
Yeah,
Either way, it doesn't matter. Like the fact that this is a remake of like one of the
A
most beloved
PS2
games of all
I'm
time.
ready.
yeah,
I would
that
go
looks
as far as to say
incredible
that.
right there. Like he
My-
looks great right there.
I received a call from my wife around 4 minutes after 4:06 actually. She was
Mary.
bawling. I could hear her crying. She was so happy. This is one of her favorite. This is her favorite game series of all time, and she's.
There's the boy.
We watched it again as when she came home, and she allowed herself to ugly cry because this is one of those games where she's like, I thought it was going to be a remake. She said, and this is Heather, the Sweetie Sprout, who was on a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And she said, this is one of those games that I knew it was going to be a remake. I thought they would start with 1, but 2 is like famously the better game. It's the more recognizable one. It's the one with Pyramid Head.
That's what I was gonna say. I actually wasn't shocked that they went with 2, because it is the more popular game, and
Yeah.
Pyramid Head is obviously an incredibly popular
Yeah.
and villain antagonist, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, or Pyramid
Um,
Daddy, for those who know. But
Yeah, Pyramid Daddy, if you will.
Is he the cheeked up version from Dead by Daylight, or what are we looking at?
I hope so.
Yeah.
They can get the Jessica Nigiri version.
Negri. But yeah.
Nigri, excuse me.
Yeah. Jessica Negri. She did a sexy Pyramid Head. That was
She
actually
did
really,
indeed.
It was really funny.
Let's get that version.
But yeah, I'm a little speechless, honestly, because this is not only is it this game, but apparently they have a contract for 4 games, which is to me overly optimistic. But I've just
They showed so much
Dude,
in this presentation.
they
There
really
were so
really
many
did
games
in a movie,
announced.
4 games in a movie.
Yep.
Which I'm over the moon about. The thing is, like, I was talking to Heather about it last night, and like I feel like I'm between 2 worlds where one, you either are not able to accept it and have fun because you're not able to accept it because you've been fooled by Konami so many times.
Been burned before.
Been burned before, and I don't want to. But at the same time, if I'm in that world and it comes out, I feel like I won't be able to accept it as it comes out. I won't be able to truly enjoy it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
if I let myself, like I wear my heart on my sleeve and I'm like, I'm really excited for this. This is going to happen. All 4 games are going to be made and the movie, and I'm going to be thrilled.
Yep.
When it comes out, I'll be able to enjoy it and really take it in because I was expecting it. So, which is the first world dilemma, but the one I'm in.
I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm excited for it. One, because it's Silent Hill and it's coming and they're finally doing something with it. But I'm more excited about it because of the potential for what it means for the other big Konami franchise, which is Metal Gear Solid. I'm like,
That's a good
Okay.
question.
you got us. We got Silent Hill. It's different because obviously,
It's a lot
like,
more
you
recent.
can't do Metal Gear Solid without Kojima, theoretically. But
Kojima was the big reason why a lot of stuff at Konami just comes to an ass grinding halt.
They put so many eggs in the Kojima basket. They handed over all 3 of their major franchises. Well, one major franchise, Metal Gear, is his. Like, he is the guy behind that. But they handed him the keys to the other 2 cars, which was Castlevania and Silent Hill. He did 2 Castlevania games, which I actually really enjoyed. I thought they were very cool. They kinda or I don't know if he did the handheld one as well. He might have. But they kind of have a little bit of mixed reviews because people are like, they're like God of War ripoffs, combat wise. But
Yeah.
I thought they were cool. My wife is the biggest Castlevania fan I know. She loves them. She thinks they're super fun. They're super cool. Particularly the second one where you actually play as Dracula and get to
Uh,
use like his powers and stuff. So that was
I'm
very
so
cool.
excited to play those games. I haven't played them in years. I'm loading them
They're
up
great.
on my arcade MAME cabinet.
Yeah,
Very
they're
excited.
super fun. And then they were going to do Silent Hills, which
Oh yeah.
if you're a longtime fan of the
Yep.
series, Silent Hill fell off, so they gave it was going to be Guillermo del Toro
Mm-hmm.
and fucking Hideo Kojima working together to
Guillermo
make a
del
fucking
fucking
Silent Hill
Toro. It
game.
would have been a match made in heaven. Like
The
incredible. But creative differences.
Yeah, a lot of it stemmed from Metal Gear Solid 5,
Really?
where yeah, that's where the fallout with Kojima started, was because of Metal Gear Solid 5. He spent I want to say it was like $30 million on the soundtrack for Metal Gear Solid 5. And
Wow.
yeah, it was a lot. He licensed so much music for the game because music was like kind of integral to the game in his
Right.
opinion and things you could do like that. But yeah, so that was one of the big things is like they were kind of sick of his shit. They were like, it
Mm-hmm.
takes you too long to make a damn game. You're spending too much money on them. We're not making money. And it's that sort of weird Japanese business thing where it's like, our game needs to sell like Call of Duty. Your game is never going to sell like Call of Duty because your game appeals to a completely different audience than Call of Duty.
Yeah.
They're like, no, Call of Duty sells that. That is success. And it's like, well, yes, but your games still sell millions of copies and are success.
Yeah.
It's just one of those
Well,
weird
it's the
things. But
expectations reality thing because like there's another side of Japanese video game making where they'll spend fucking 10 years on a master project because it's a work of love.
yeah,
Uh, and so it's like I mean, I don't know if you can paint it with a broad brush, but like it just depends on the game studio, I suppose.
yeah.
Like
But on the subject of this remake, the folks that are doing it, the developer, so obviously Konami's the publisher, so they're
mhm.
going to put it out, and it's their IP, their property. But Bloober Team is the team that is working on it, and they
I've never heard of
are,
them before.
huh?
I've never heard of Bloober Team before.
You may have heard of some of the games that they've done because they specialized for quite a while now. Since 2016, they've specialized in psychological horror games. They are the creators of the Layers of Fear series,
Oh
which you
shit.
may, yeah,
Yeah,
they
Layers
made
of Fear
Layers of
was
Fear.
awesome. Yeah.
They did The Medium. They did the Blair Witch game that came out. They did Observer. So they have kind of carved their role and their niche in the psychological horror genre, which is what Silent Hill is. Silent Hill is not a heavy combat game. Like, yes, there is combat, but
Like we just saw.
um,
Yeah, there's a very, very limited combat. It's mostly like dragging you through a story. The most of there's some puzzle, like some very simple. I think the better way to put it is like it's like Machine for Pigs, where
yeah,
there is a little bit of like a get away really quickly type mentality, but there's mostly just puzzle stuff. Like go find this. What's the combination of this? Where's the key for that? But it's mostly just a framing device for the story and lore.
yeah.
And they're not really hard games besides like besides
The
like
controls are the hardest
the
aspect of the game.
controls, yeah, specifically for the older version, obviously, 'cause it's PS1, like is it PS1? It's PS1. Yeah, so
PS2.
yeah,
First
yeah,
Silent Hill was PS1.
yeah, and then Silent Hill 2 is PS2. But
I feel like
yeah,
a lot of times Silent Hill gets looped into the same spot of Resident Evil, and they belong together in that they're both horror games,
yeah,
but that's kind of where it ends. Like
that's really it.
Silent Hill
And like we talked
is
about last video, horror can be anything.
yeah.
Yeah,
Silent Hill is way more focused on the psychological aspect and the story and the lore and the way you feel. And yes, you have that in Resident Evil games, you know, in the
Right.
first one you're in the mansion, the second
Yeah.
one you're in the police station. But those games are you don't get a fucking Gatling gun in Silent Hill. You don't get a
Yeah.
rocket launcher. You don't get a Magnum. You literally get like a shitty pistol, a
With
shitty
3
rifle.
bullets.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
way, way different in
It's very
terms
different.
of
It's genuinely scary. Which is the point. Resident Evil is like, fuck yeah, zombies, fuck yeah. Look how big it is. Look at that.
yeah. It's that like
Yeah.
what is going to be the next big, you know, monster we can throw at you kind of thing.
Right.
So,
Well, and everyone has a personal Silent Hill. That's the lore behind it. Where like James, for instance, he has a wife who dies of a disease, but there's a whole. I don't want to spoil the
I was gonna say, do
15-year-old
we want to talk
story.
about Pyramid Head and the spoilers behind that, or nah?
I mean, what spoilers are there? This is not a new game.
That's true. This game came out, I think, in 2001.
Yeah.
So
I feel like the
I think
remake is
we're good.
only really appealing to people who played it. I
And we
hope it
don't know what
generates a new
is going to
audience.
happen with the story in the remake. So
I mean, if it's anything like the Resident Evil like remastered and remakes, that's kind of what this looks like.
yeah,
It'll likely be kind of a shot for shot type situation, like what the original meant to be. I'm hoping at least. I don't like when people change original like remakes or change original content too much. It just kind of muddies the water a bit, and it kind of loses sight as to why it was popular to begin with.
yeah. I think one of the best instances of remakes, well, we have a couple. Obviously, the Resident Evil 2 and 3, I think were done incredibly well. 2 especially, I think, was improved for the positive. And then the Final Fantasy 7 remake is phenomenal. Like it is, they did such a fantastic job with that by adding to it, improving it, cleaning up story aspects, which that's kind of my hope. You know, we've entered a point now where we don't have some of the same problems that I think we've had early on in video games, like in the mid 90s, so on and so forth, that were Japanese, where you just get these horrible translation nightmares where it's
Right.
like things that they say just make no sense or whatever because whoever was translating it did just such a terrible job. But I like to think that we're not going to have that. So the lore can be improved. More
And
importantly, horror games like Layers of Fear, like Outcast, Alien Isolation, um, Until Dawn. What's that new one? The Quarry? Is that what it's called?
I know what you're
It
talking about. The
it was
Quarry
the folks
sounds
that did
correct.
Until Dawn. I think it's the Quarry.
I think it's the Quarry also. There's a lot of really cool horror games that have been
Yeah.
coming out.
Hor Horror games are in such a new,
Yeah.
amazing place now that makes me just so much more encouraged for what they're gonna bring with this. It would not shock me if there is, like, next to no combat in this game, and it
Right.
is mostly, like, run away or
Yeah.
escape, or you
Yeah.
maybe only have, like, a weapon and it's kinda shitty or sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um
I always love that.
One thing I did think about because they announced several games, like there's Silent Hill F, there's a game that's going to be similar to Until Dawn where you make choices and it affects what happens. There's going to be the movie, but it made me think of something. And I thought, man, they should get Junji Ito to work with them on something because
That
I
would
was
be
like, that would
silly.
be so terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be. Ugh.
I'm actually shocked that no one has worked with Junji Ito on a video game yet.
We don't know why. I imagine the guy's email is full.
Yeah.
Maybe he's looking for that right project or something.
Speaking of Junji Ito and projects, did you see the announcement for something very close to your heart that he's collabing with?
What?
He's
No.
doing Magic the Gathering cards.
Is he really?
Yes, I think
That's
it's like
cool as
5 or 6
fuck.
cards that he did the art for. And it's
Oh,
fucking cool.
I think I saw that somewhere, and I was like, that looks a lot like Junji Ito.
Yep, it's
Nah,
him.
that
Yep,
is sick. I saw them. Yeah, yeah.
isn't that really cool?
That's really cool. Imagine the Gathering is like. I feel like it's getting a lot bigger, with how fast they're coming out with sets and new art and stuff like that. For those who
I
don't
really
play
want to
Magic,
get the
you can still
Yoshitaka
appreciate the art.
Amano cards.
Oh yeah, my friend, Peptito likes those. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I'd want to get them, and I don't want them because I want to play. I just think they'd be a really sweet fucking display piece.
oh, totally. Yeah, absolutely. I follow a group in Facebook where it's like Magic the Gathering art. where it's the original like oil on canvas art
I
pieces.
love that stuff.
It's so fucking cool, and the original artists are all in that group. And
I love that.
they'll actually post like, "Hey, I made this a couple years ago. I'm really proud of it." Not everything's for sale, but most
Yeah.
times it is. It'll be
I
like,
need you to send me this.
dude, I
'Cause
will.
I'm in.
It's so
Oh.
cool because all the art is so pretty, and I
Have
would
you
love
seen
to have
the-
like a goblin like or something. Like, I
Yeah.
don't
Have
know.
you seen the D&D art documentary on Amazon?
No, what? What is
It is
that?
okay. It is an
D&D
entire
art?
Yeah, so the art for like the old manuals and the modules and
Yeah,
stuff like that,
yeah.
there is an entire documentary on Amazon. It's like an hour and a half long, interviewing the different artists, painters, that used to do this. And like
Like
there's
old like
this
classic D&D style, like very like that dungeon style. I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
that just very high fantasy,
Very,
like
very like
all
highest
that stuff.
fantasy
They
possible.
interview
Yeah.
so many of those guys and show like iconic pieces. It is incredible. It is a really great documentary on Amazon. I highly recommend it.
That is
Um,
fascinating. But yeah, you were saying?
there's the one of the artists for it, you know, he's a painter, is obviously, because all those pieces were painted. Like they painted
Yeah,
every
they're
single
actually
one of those
painted. Yeah.
modules. He had so what he would do is he would have like this just piece of wood that he would clean his brush on. And he's had like the same piece of wood that he used for every single like module or book that he did the cover for.
Right.
And he would just wipe his brush on it, but he used it for like 30 years. So like if the wood is here, there's just this massive like mound of paint that's like, I don't know, maybe 8 inches tall
I want to
from
like
him
cut
just
into
wiping his
it
brush on it.
and you can just
Yeah.
see, yep, this is that piece. This is that
Yeah,
piece.
it's so cool. So highly recommend you check that out. It's awesome. Like just to see
Weird.
the work, the art itself is just so cool.
Yeah, that's really interesting. A lot of these pieces in the Magic the Gathering group, they go for like anywhere between like 2,000 for like a really small or like unknown or really old card. But the more popular the card is, the more grand the art
Oh
is.
yeah.
They can go for fucking unlimited.
I
I
love
think
stuff like
hundred
that.
thousand
Like
dollars, like huge.
to me that is the one of the most important things is art, in particular like
Let me see if I can find the group.
non-conventional art. So by that I mean the D&D pieces, or like Magic the Gathering, or video game art. Like there's a guy who's kind of preservationist historian, I'm not entirely sure the word, but he finds and collects pieces from Nintendo Power. So like the original like paintings of different Nintendo Power covers, or if it was like, well, here's a pair of sneakers and a basketball that they used for NBA Jam, he went and acquired those sneakers and that basketball to set up to display. And I think stuff like that's just so important.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that type of
He's great. Art of Nintendo Power on like Instagram of
art
stuff.
and
And
Nintendo Power. Nintendo Power.
he's got the Final Fantasy 2. Like he has that piece, and I'm like, I would offer him obscene amounts of money to have that.
Dude.
I mean, like I have like a Ralph Bakshi art cell from the 1977 Lord of the Rings animated. Like I love stuff like that, because to me that's important, because like art is super important, and like that stuff is just
Yeah, and it has like
they
meaning.
don't
Like a
make
lot of
any
people
more of it.
recognize
Yeah.
it and stuff. Like it has like almost like the recognizability of like what like old fine art used to have. Because old people would
Yeah.
people used to go to see art for the sake of the art, but now it's like, oh, all these players love this art. There'll be like 8 variations of the same card, but they like one in particular because the art is so beautiful, type thing.
Yeah. I
Um,
love that stuff. I mean, just like, could you imagine being able to find the original art piece of Silent Hill 2? Well, because obviously somebody put it's there
it's
somewhere out
somewhere.
there.
It's somewhere, and
Yeah.
that's a great thought, man. Because I remember I went to an art fair the other week with the partners, and we saw like this is an art fair, so there's tons of different types of art. Like you can imagine, glass blowing and woodworking and oil
Yeah.
on paint on canvas, and a lot of this stuff like goes for like 10,000, 15,000.
Yeah.
I don't know how imaginary those numbers are sometimes, especially when it's like a picture of a horse and you're like, it looks like it's from DeviantArt and it's like
Yeah.
$8,000. I'm like, that's optimistic, or is it? So,
Or yeah, I don't know.
I don't fucking know. I'm not a boomer with money, so like so I don't know. so so when I see these prices, I'm like $10,000. I can get a print of uh fucking I don't know Goblin Marshall from a Magic, and that would be way cooler and
Yeah.
half the price. I gauge prices with art through prices I've seen on that page. Anyway,
I,
we have a question. I'm sorry.
yeah. No,
Um,
go ahead.
we have someone from our chat in Discord ask, how do you feel about letting things be as they are? And this is in relation to the Silent Hill franchise and any franchise like Resident Evil. How do you feel about letting things as they be as they are and not wringing them dry for all of what they're worth? For example, games that have had a lot of sequels just to ride on the popularity of high and overextending themselves for the name. What do you think?
So I think it kind of depends. I definitely understand because there is this sort of discussion around like, are there too many remakes? Like, The Last of Us immediately comes to mind because it's being remade and it's a game that's like 8 years old. Um, but
I say
on
8 years
this,
now. Oh my god.
yeah, it's 8 or 9. Yeah. So I
Ugh.
know that there's a discussion around that of like when is it too much? When is it too soon? But on the other token, I look at something like Silent Hill 2 or Final Fantasy 7 or Resident Evil 2 where the remakes were amazing. And like they breathed new life into something that's beloved, and more importantly, they introduced themselves to a new audience. It's sort of like and I look at it with movies. The movie Scarface, one of the most well-known, popular, however you want to describe it,
Right.
gangster movies ever. It's a remake, but the one with Al Pacino, that is a remake of a
Yeah.
movie from the 30s.
Right.
Um, you see it so often, and it's kind of like, I don't know, I see it on both ends. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, they remade it, and it's very close
Yeah.
to the original movie. It's fine. Is it as good
Yeah.
as the original? No, but it's not because of a lack of budget or lack of trying or their heart was in the wrong place. It was just Robert Englund kind of showed that he was one of the reasons why. So the original actor who played Freddy Krueger, he's the reason why that movie was what it was. The
Right.
concept, the execution, and his performance really delivered a experience that they couldn't recapture with a remake. So
Right.
I don't know. I'm a little on the fence with it. I don't have a super huge issue with it if it is improving while keeping the original spirit intact. If you can do that, if you can find a way to say, here was the original idea, the original intent and
Yeah.
spirit, let's improve.
I find that when franchises don't die when they should, those
Yes.
extra episodes, movies, games don't even end up on my radar. I find half the time. Like the first example that comes to me is Spyro. So like the first three, the trilogy,
Yeah.
came out, and then apparently they kept making Spyro games. I didn't know this.
Yes.
'Cause it wasn't
Skylanders is Spyro.
exactly, yeah. But it fell off my radar because I don't know. It just wasn't. I guess it wasn't popular enough. Which is, I feel like when the something has outlived its welcome, it eventually shows.
I do I'm with you there. I do think that there is a point where you can do too many sequels. I think
Yeah,
sequels, you go into a realm where it's
yeah.
where we're running out of ideas. Silent Hill F looks incredible too.
And I
I
have a
love the
huge
way
pet
this
peeve.
looks.
Dude, it's fucking beautiful. Look at this. God.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the Resident Evil. This is the Silent
No,
Hill
this is
F.
Silent Hill F.
Oh God, let's watch this.
Yeah. Have you not seen this one?
I haven't seen this one yet.
Oh yeah, this is beautiful. I mean, you know me, I'm a sucker for Japan. God, look at this.
How was that work when this thing came out? So Heather came home immediately and showed me that first one we watched.
Yeah, this looks so rad.
This is beautiful. And the music's on point with the first one, man. It explains why they've been quiet. I'd be interested to know when they started all of these games, because they've
Right?
been
Because-
suspiciously quiet.
But I guess that is the benefit of Konami not doing shit for years is that
Yeah.
people kind of stop paying attention.
But you think they need the attention to get the funding to do this much?
Oh, I don't think so. Well, so they're not making them. They're kind of going out to the world and saying, "Hey, you want to make a Silent Hill game?"
Interesting. So this is more of a passion project for whichever.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, Bloober,
That's what it sounds like.
they probably went to them and said, "Hey, you know, we've seen that you've done Layers of Fear and this and that and the other. Would you like to do Silent Hill?"
Holy shit, this is beautiful. Whoa, that's her face, dude.
Yeah, this
What's
is
in there, Skittles?
oh god, it makes me so
God.
uncomfortable. But
That
also,
is so sick.
so many things. It's exciting.
That is bananas. Oh my god. Oh my god. So this is what we're like the very beginning of the podcast when we were like, so many good things, but what an eventful week, and it's only Wednesday.
Yeah,
It's
no, that's the craziest part. Is
and we
that
got
it's,
Halloween coming up too.
we do, which is cool.
Which I wanted to say, for those who haven't seen, Mick Arcade on Instagram, he posted one of their costumes
Hey,
over
it's
here.
me.
Hey, look, it's Hecate and Mick Arcade as Gomez and Wednesday Adams. Isn't that right?
Morticia.
I know,
Adams.
Morticia. No, for some reason.
God, I
that's
look
what came up.
gigantic though. Holy shit! I need to
you
hit
look
the
fine.
gym ASAP.
Well, you started. You're going back to jujitsu, aren't you?
Yeah, on Friday.
Look at that gi.
There I am.
Look at him.
There's
Look
my
at
new
him.
gi. I like that gi. That gi is very nice.
It's a good gi. It's a good. No, I got nothing there. It's gonna combine good and gi, but they're
It's
two
very
syllable. They're
exciting.
two
I like that
one-syllable
gi. It
words.
makes me feel like Akuma.
Like a Kuma
Yeah, from Street Fighter.
from Street Fighter. Yeah. No, for some reason it took me a second, but I got it. We need to get you some big anal beads.
He totally does look like he wears anal beads.
Hey, so to wrap it up, I kind of want to do a you laugh you lose competition before we get off.
Oh, okay.
Is that
I'm
cool
in.
with you?
Yeah. Let's.
All right, everyone. Here we go.
It's a good way to end out. Hold on.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And we're just gonna do a counter type situation. I want to keep track.
All
Okay.
right.
So if you
I'm
do
in.
laugh, fuck it, it's fine. Just continue. Okay, here we are. You ready?
Okay.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing. Oh.
Damn it.
Damn it, that one got me.
I wasn't expecting that. Classic.
Yeah.
He's stuck. I want to pull him out.
Damn it. Oh, that's awesome.
This is gonna be bad.
Okay. Can you open the door? I think you got it. I can't.
Oh, that was set up. That was
Yeah.
Stay right there, dude. Stay right there. Oh my gosh. You don't even know what to do. He just playing heck on it.
What is that? Is that a pig?
That was a warthog.
Oh my god. Damn it. That's some shit I would do. Oh my god.
This is Arthur Ford, and I'm about to do a kickflip, son.
Ey. Smash inglês?
Send message to Princess of Flow Air.
What do you want to say?
I'm going to call you in a minute.
Send it.
Yes.
So, Mr. Word.
Oh wow, he's controlling
Wow.
his phone.
That's
without
just
a screen.
impressive.
Yeah, it is. Whoa! That cat disappeared. Bye, Daddy.
Look at that noble beast. Holy
So
shit.
majestic. I want a cat like that.
Me
He
too.
looks so stupid.
Is that a deer?
Those
What the hell?
goats? Those dogs?
Fact, everybody. If you guys hit the alarm button,
Stop, dude.
all it does is make an alarm noise, but nothing actually happens.
It's a nice hotel.
Because it's just an alarm. All right, guys.
This is not as funny as the usual ones.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut this short.
I think I won anyway.
You definitely won. Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks for now back to your regular broadcasting. Yeah. Anyway, so back to what we were saying about Silent Hill.
Oh yeah. No, Silent Hill F I think is probably I'm intrigued. I'm really, really intrigued. I feel like this one may be a little bit more combat heavy. Simply
Yeah.
because she's like immediately we're seeing that she's carrying a weapon. And the overgrowing fungus makes me feel like there's going to be some sort of enemy that you have to fight off with that. This bit where it starts grabbing her, I am not cool with that. That makes me all sorts of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's
Mm-mm.
my D&D brain is like, I'm gonna steal that. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, no, this
It's
is
so
very
scary.
intriguing. This bit where her face just falls off makes me want to
Mhm.
crawl up my own ass.
Well, it's
Like,
Silent
it
Hill,
is-
so in this Silent Hill Silent Hill is basically hell. It's like a dimension specifically designed for you and whatever trauma that you have gone through or whatever fucked up thing that you did while you were alive. And I don't know if you're dead in Silent Hill. I think you can actually escape it.
It's like purgatory.
It's like it's like purgatory. You can't escape it, but it's like you don't know when you're in it. You don't know when you're not. So it's like a purgatory type situation. So I'm interested to see and everything is metaphorical. Everything is symbolic. So it's fascinating seeing these really grotesque images and motifs being displayed. And you're like, what does that
God.
mean?
Isn't Pyramid Head like a representation of James's like repressed sexual urge or something along
The
those
nurses
lines?
are. The Silent Hill nurses are.
Ah, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, because he was like, while his wife was like in the hospital bed, he was like flirting and having like a fling with one of the nurses.
That's
so like
right.
while
But
he's
what
in
was
Silent Hill,
but
the
Pyramid
nurses-
Head is
yeah.
like the manifestation of him wanting to punish himself for doing that.
It's something
s-
like that. It's like
Yeah,
a
I knew it was
strong
something
urge
like
within
that.
himself. Yeah, it's all internal. I forgot exactly what Pyramid Head is, because I feel like he's been changed so much and just oh my god, here's Gura. But yeah, that's generally what we're looking at. But yeah, that brings us to the close.
Heck
Thank you,
yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, that was good. Very exciting week. Like I said, man, I can only hope that this leads to Konami doing something with Metal Gear Solid. I mean, that was, and I believe we actually talked about this when Sweetie Sprout was on. This was rumored. This has been a rumor for a minute that they were going to do Silent Hill remake.
Yeah.
And the other game along with that is Metal Gear Solid. That has been the other rumor. So I'm more encouraged now than I have been that is a thing. See, like he looks like shit right here compared to how he looks later. Like
He kinda
this
looks
just
like
doesn't
Sean
look as
Bean
high.
to me.
It just doesn't look as like detailed or high res, but later it does. Like it looks
Well,
sharper.
he's looking in a
and more...
mirror, so it might be a texture on the mirror.
That's true. I didn't think
but-
about that. This looks incredible though. Holy.
Yeah, when I
cow.
saw that, I got goosebumps.
Yeah,
It's just
this looks
crazy.
great too. And the fact I'm also very encouraged that it is specifically on PS5 and then PC because that means that they didn't. Oh no, we got to make it for a previous generation. Nope,
Yeah.
it's next gen. They're gonna put. And for those that don't know, Silent Hill 2 on PS2 pushed it to the limit of what the system could do.
Yeah, and it showed.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very glitchy. It was very fun, but it was very glitchy. And there was no updates back in my day. You can't update. You got what you got, and you liked it.
You damn kid. No, it's very exciting. But thank you everybody for listening, for joining, for watching. I know that this has probably been the most interesting episode for the individuals that are listening to us on Spotify or wherever fine podcasts are found. But it's all the more reason why you should come and check us out on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Please make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, hit that, leave a review, follow us on social media, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it'd be great. And let us know what you think. Comments and likes help the videos get out and give us a little bit more exposure. We greatly appreciate it. Plus, we want to hear what you have to say. We love answering questions in the Discord and in comments. And just make sure to come back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Would love to have you.
I don't know what
Toodles.
this is.
That's garbage. That's what that is.
Yes.
Bye.